Thank you all so much for being here today. My name is Kaylee. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and today is an International Day of Action for Gaza. We are gathered today to protest 2 full years of genocide carried out by Israel and the United States government against the people of Gaza. Shane is right. Next, we have Dr. Mark Brauner, who is an emergency physician. He worked in Nasser Hospital in Gaza last June, and he was also a part of the medical team in the Global Samud Flotilla in Tunisia. He is an activist and writer. Please give it up for Mark.
Hey, everybody. I want to read a spoken word piece that I wrote while I was in Gaza. And you know that staircase on the outside of Nasser Hospital that was bombed a few weeks ago? Well, that's where I sat and wrote this at night, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when things slowed down in the trauma bay. And it really, I think it kind of explains how I feel about my experience more than anything. And I've never been able to read this without crying. So I apologize. When I arrived at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis, I thought I might be helpful. I had skills, knowledge, experience, but I found something entirely different. A theology of suffering, a human blue mosque, an Hagia Sophia built of flesh and rebar, tarps and ash, a sacred geometry laid down in grief, a place where stones have been replaced by the soft bones of children. And the call to prayer is now the wail of a mother whose baby was just wrapped in a death shroud. Gaza is not rubble. It is a broken house of God, a mosque of flesh and resilience, where every injured child is a mihrab pointing back towards humanity. I found faces, hundreds of them. Children, mothers, teachers, tired men with empty pockets and broken sandals. Each looked directly into my eyes and asked without accusation or anger, "Are you still human?" The French Jewish philosopher Emmanuel Levinas wrote that the face of the other is the foundation of ethics. Not metaphysical, but literal. Another human staring at you in the face with radical vulnerability. Not asking for anything, just being. And in that being, commanding you, that shalt not kill, and thou art responsible. That's Gaza. In the face of the other, it is the face of the other turned towards us, we, the West, armchair allies, media skeptics, IOF apologists, and progressive hand-wringers alike. We are all being looked at, and we are failing. There is no universe, no scripture, no coda, no strand of human DNA where it's natural to shoot children in the back of the head as they carry sacks of flour. There's no ethical system, no wartime doctrine, no security calculus in which a mother killed while reaching for fava beans can be explained away. And if you try, it is violence to language itself. What's happening in Gaza is not war, not strategy, not self-defense. It's the ritualized and systematic destruction of the most vulnerable, performed in broad daylight under the collapsing architecture of international law. It's unnatural, not just wrong, not just cruel, but a rupture in the moral biology of our species. It offends the fundamental contract of being alive. It is a humiliation of biology and a heresy against physics. It is unnatural, like fission, a tearing apart of what was never meant to be touched. It belongs to the stars, to the incomprehensibility, to cataclysm, to apocalypse, and it does not belong on Earth. but never in the body of a child. There's a room in the emergency department with 6 trauma bays, a floor of mosaic, congealed, scrubbed, and recongealed blood. Every 20 minutes, a crew enters, picks up debris, tissue, IV tubing, gauze, and throws water across the floor in an alluvial plain. With long squeegees, they push the red tide into the drain. Meticulous, mechanical. Still, it cannot erase the smell. It cannot erase the taste of blood or the faces. A 14-year-old girl arrived while I was in the emergency department. Her shoulder was gone. It wasn't dislocated. It wasn't fractured. It was gone. She was sitting in her tent, reading, studying for school. Her shoulder was replaced by shredded muscle, smoke, and dirt. Her dark eyes were open. She was conscious. Her mouth moved, but she did not speak. That is Levina's face, the face that makes no demand, but reveals everything. The children killed while receiving food were not on a battlefield. They were in the ruins of society, deliberately starved. This is not collateral damage. This is intentional. The predictable outcome of a siege that weaponizes hunger and punishes the hungry for trying to survive in it. What makes it more obscene is the silence that follows each killing. Western governments mouth the words civilian casualties as if they were clerical errors. The media speaks of complexities and context as if context renders dead toddlers invisible. Theological contortionists twist history and prophecy to justify a baby's flesh split open by shrapnel in some redemptive arc. It is not justified. It is a desecration of everything sacred. And it is being done with the money, silence, and diplomatic cover of the so-called civilized world. I thought often of my children when I was there. They're adults. I miss them with an ache that broke open every time I heard a child cry. Before I went, I recorded a video in case I didn't return. I wasn't trying to inspire. I just needed to say the truth. The world is on fire in some places. And sometimes I feel I have to move toward it. Because if I don't, something in me goes quiet. And silence doesn't belong in Gaza. Not now, so I say it clearly. It is unnatural to kill children for being hungry. It is unnatural to shoot a child in the spine because she walked near a food truck. It is unnatural to erase a family for the crime of standing in line for aid. And if we allow that to become natural, if we flinch and say nothing, we are no longer witnesses, we are participants, and we will deserve the severity of history's judgment. That's it.
Yeah.